I finally gave in last night after a couple of weeks of being asked, and we started putting up our Christmas decorations. If you listen to the podcast, which I encourage you to do on Spotify or Google Play, it's a great way to stay connected to Living Water. But you heard my extended commentary on how I like to wait till after Thanksgiving to start putting Christmas stuff up, to start listening to Christmas music. But then I saw a couple of articles, I saw a couple of videos that reminded 2020 has been an uphill battle, and we're in the place where we need some joy, where we need some hope. And also a reminder then for me, why would we not? Why would we not look at the birth of Christ? Why would we not celebrate that year round? So let's start getting excited about Christmas. Let's start getting excited about the reason, the true reason for Christmas. And so we started putting some decorations up, and I started looking at the Christmas story, the well-known Luke chapter 2. And what really stuck out to me was the words from the angels to the shepherds. Luke chapter 2, verse 10, the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people." That wasn't just in that moment that it was good news of great joy. That's today. That's January. That's February. That's March. That's whenever we have good news of great joy that Jesus Christ is Lord. And maybe now more than ever, we need to hear, do not be afraid, because there's good news. I need to be reminded of that. Maybe you do as well. The really cool thing is that that's a quote, basically, that angels give over and over again. I just looked back a chapter, and they said the same thing when Elizabeth was going to have her baby. Do not be afraid. Looked back at afraid and where that is referenced in Genesis. He says it to Abraham a couple times. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's just an ongoing reminder, and maybe that's the reminder I need to hear today. Maybe that's the reminder you need to hear today. Don't be afraid, because God has good news of great joy for all people. My name is Pastor Garry from the Orange City campus of Living Water. If this is your first Wednesday update, welcome. This is something that I've been doing to just keep you connected, keep you understanding of what is happening, what has happened, how to mark your calendar, all those kind of good things. So the very first thing, looking back for just a second, we celebrated baptism and profession of faith last week with the Hales and with the Vanderstoops. And I believe addresses went out, email addresses went out. What I'd love for you to do, send them a card, send them an email, say congratulations, welcome them, all of those good things, the Hales and the Vanderstoops. And then looking forward to this week, what's going on. Even today, we are planning on youth group and WAVE. That's our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade group. And then youth group, of course, is our high school group. We're planning on those meeting tonight. I checked with the leaders, made sure that the groups were small enough. They are both respectively small enough that we can get under 15. But if anything changes, I will send out a message via Remind, which we use for youth group. Mackenzie, who leads the WAVE group, will send out a message as well if anything changes. But as of right now, let's plan on it. Looking forward to the end of the week then. You saw, if you follow our Facebook page, which I would encourage you to do, you saw that we had Will Jones, a speaker and evangelist from Minneapolis, scheduled. That was something we've been trying to do here in the Orange City campus. We had him at the Sheldon campus a couple of months ago, and it was just a great event, speaking on the gospel, speaking on how that intersects with racial tension, how that plays into loving your neighbor as yourself, all of that good stuff. However, given all of the high numbers, we decided to postpone that event. So that will not be happening on Saturday, but instead will take place at a later date as soon as things calm down a little bit, as soon as we find another date that works for Will. So that will not be happening. Will Jones will not be here. We will not be having the speaking event on Saturday. Then jumping to Sunday. Once again, I ask you, do please wear a mask. We're doing our best to slow this spread. We're doing our best to not overwhelm the hospitals and all of the medical workers, all of the first responders. So please do wear your mask. Just a easy way for us to help out. Then what are we going to study? What are we going to look at? This is an in-between Sunday. We just finished up our Everybody Always. We're not quite to the Advent season. And so I'm going to jump on the train that Sheldon has been on, getting ready for Thanksgiving, looking at passages where people are giving thanks, especially passages where they're giving thanks in interesting or difficult circumstances. And one such circumstance is Mary. When she is told that she's going to carry the Son of God as virgin birth, then she sings a beautiful song, Luke chapter 1. So we're going to look at that, and that's actually a pretty good way for us to get ready for Thanksgiving, but also a pretty good way for us to get ready for Advent, because we're going to be doing a characters study during Advent, and we're going to look at Mary. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll actually be looking at Mary, the Mother of God. I also want to remind you then, this Advent season, one of the things that we haven't done in a little while is give you the opportunity through the YouVersion Bible app to do a devotional together. So I found this one on Advent, and it goes for the next 20-some days. We're going to actually start it on the first day of Advent, which is November 29. If you'd like to be involved in that, shoot me a question, and I will send you the link, and we'll get you hooked up with that. That's through the YouVersion Bible app, and it's an Advent study starting November 29. I also want to remind you that we are, at this point, planning having our Thanksgiving Eve service, and that is going to be something where Jesse and I do a team teaching, and then each campus respectively has their own worship, their own music surrounding that team teaching. So make sure that you're planning on Thanksgiving Eve to join us either on YouTube or here at the campus. That goes for every Sunday. We're still doing the YouTube thing. We're still doing the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that you know right where it is, all that kind of good stuff. If you're not able to join us, completely understand. We're trying to look out for each other, trying to stay safe. So stay home if you have any symptoms, if you have anything going on, and follow us on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook for all kinds of updates for everything that you need to know about living water. We're going to try to stay as connected as we can during this time. Do not be afraid. Keep repeating that to yourself. I keep saying that over and over again to myself. Do not be afraid. This is a time where we celebrate the good news of great joy. My hope and my prayer is that you can do that, not just during the Christmas season, but year round. Grace and peace to all of you.